What's up guys, I'm going to do another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video, and today, November 13th, 2018, Treyarch just put out a new patch for Black Ops 4. This is patch 1.05, and it has changed so much about Black Ops 4 multiplayer, zombies, and Blackout. So today we're going to be taking a look at all the different changes and everything that's going to be changed within Black Ops 4. Make sure you guys are up to date on everything that's new and everything that they've added in. So first off, the update is currently live on Xbox and PS4, and the PC update will follow tomorrow. And the update on PS4 is 9.5 gigabytes, and it's 11.37 on Xbox One. So the update file size will change depending on region and platform, so it might be a little bit different than there, but mostly it's going to be about 11-12 gigabytes on Xbox and 9.5 on PlayStation. So if you haven't updated your game already, get ready, because it's a pretty big update and they've changed a whole lot with it. So the big thing for this update is that today Nuketown is available on PlayStation 4. So on November 20th is when Nuketown will be available on Xbox and PC, but for everybody on PlayStation, Nuketown is available right now for free. You don't need to have the Black Ops Pass or anything. It's absolutely free for everybody. And yeah, it's Nuketown. It's the 4th iteration of Nuketown within Black Ops, so really cool. And the next thing in this update that Treyarch talked about is that this is their biggest stability update to zombies ever, and they've fixed 60 plus crashes and stability issues across all four maps in Black Ops 4 zombies and stuff. And they've also done a ton of balancing updates to multiplayer and stuff. They've also added in a new mode, which is called Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit, and I'll get into what that is a little bit later. And they also have CWL custom games that have been added today, and they've also added in a bunch of new things for Blackout. They've added in the Bowie knife and also the new Icons characters missions. So that is Mason, Woods, Menendez, and Reznov. And they've also made some other changes to Blackout, as well as now they also have the Blackjack Shop and new things called daily tier skips, which basically skip a tier just by doing a little challenge every single day. So first off, we are going to be taking a look at the PlayStation 4 only patch notes. So the patches are a little bit different on every single platform. PC gets like different weapon changes and weapon balances compared to consoles. And so there's also some PS4 specific changes on here, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But basically, the reason why these are PS4 specific is because for multiplayer, Nuketown has been added to the Nuketown playlist. So obviously, that's only for PlayStation, because Xbox and PC don't get that till a week later, until November 20th. So Nuketown is added, and there's also a Nuketown featured playlist. So that is like TDM, Kill Confirm, Domination, and Hardpoint are the modes in that playlist. And then for Blackout for PS4, the Bowie knife has now been added, so you can now find this awesome classic zombies weapon, and you can get it for one-hit melee kills. So really cool there. So I mean, I haven't seen it at all yet, but if you get close enough to somebody, instead of like trying to melee them down or to try and shoot them, if you have the Bowie knife, you can just boom, one hit melee and they're dead. And then they also said to celebrate the launch of Nuketown, zombies are now spawning on Nuketown Island with a new zombie supply stash spawn location behind the Nuketown sign. So Nuketown is now the next zombies location within Blackout. So this sounds like it's like a temporary thing, just to celebrate Nuketown coming to multiplayer. But yeah, that's really sick, and I'm super happy about that. But yeah, so that is the PS4 specific ones. The Black Market, the Blackjack Shop has been added into the PS4 version. It's not live on Xbox and PC just yet, but it's been added there. So now you can actually like buy specific like items and stuff, and it's really cool. So now we're going to be taking a look at the gameplay balance things on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So first off, we're going to look at all the SMGs and look at all these changes here. So the first SMG that they fixed was the MX9. They adjusted the 5-hit kill range up to 6 meters, and this is for multiplayer only. So some of these actually go along with Blackout, but some of these are specifically multiplayer only, and I'll point those out which ones are multiplayer only. And they also slightly increased the ADS move speed. For the GKS, they adjusted 5-hit kill range up to 3 meters, and that's multiplayer only, and they slightly increased the ADS move speed. So basically with all these SMGs, they've updated and adjusted the 5-hit kill range. They did the same thing with the Corday. It adjusted the 5-hit kill range up to 3 meters for multiplayer only, and they slightly increased the ADS move speed. For the Spitfire, they increased the 6-hit kill range by 3 meters, multiplayer only, and they slightly increased the ADS move speed. For the assault rifles, for the Maddox, they slightly increased the recoil of the first and second shots, and the Echo Fire Operator mod, they removed the recoil penalty when equipped. So basically the Echo Fire Operator mod is now better than like the base version, and the base version is going to have a little bit extra recoil on your first and second shots. So a little bit of a nerf there to the Maddox. For the KN57, they reduced the idle sway, and they slightly increased the 4-hit kill range by 1.5 meters, and that's for multiplayer only. For the Rampart, they reduced the idle sway and slightly increased the recoil of the first and third shots, and those are also for Blackout. And they also increased the 4-hit kill range by 3 meters, multiplayer only for that one. And the tactical rifles, the Swordfish, they slightly reduced the delay between bursts and reduced the idle sway. And for the Pentaburst Operator mod, it now implements standard burst delay. So cool stuff there, and that seems to be all around with even with Blackout, but I mean obviously you can't get the operator mods in Blackout. For the LMGs, for the Titan, they reduced the ADS speed, they increased the sprint out time, they slightly increased hip fire spread, that's multiplayer only, and for stock, they slightly reduced movement benefits when equipped, and that's multiplayer only. For sniper rifles, for the Outlaw, they slightly increased the rate of fire, they greatly reduced the idle sway, and they slightly increased the ADS speed. They updated the ADS rechamber animation to make it easier to stay on target. Recoil now centers more reliably. There's increased base damage, increased by 10, only affecting shots to kill an already damaged target, and that's for multiplayer only. For the SDM, they added aim assist while hip firing. The Koshka, the recoil now centers more reliably after the first shot. And that's it for the snipers. For the shotguns, for the SG-12, they reduced the visual effect of the strobe light operator mod, which, oh my goodness, that is way good, because I've seen so many people complain about the operator mod for the SG-12. Like, that strobe light was so blinding and it was so crazy, dude. Like, it was freaking nuts. But yeah, so they also reduced the range at which the strobe light affects aim assist by 50%. For the attachments, for grip 2, overall for grip 2 on every weapon, they reduced the flinch mitigation. For the specialists, here we go. So they changed a whole bunch of specialists. Ajax got a pretty big nerf. They reduced the 9 bangs flash effect duration by 25%. So it's now, 25% shorter. The 9 bang is now countered more effectively by tac mask. They also increased the bullet spread by 25% in the fortify stance while using the ballistic shield. And Ajax turn speed is now properly slowed when he is hit by a concussion grenade with the ballistic shield equipped. They resolved an issue that could prevent Ajax from being hit from certain angles from behind with the ballistic shield equipped. They added a third-person sound effect for charges 2 and 3 of the 9 bang. So Ajax got a pretty big nerf in this patch. For Prophet, they improved the Tempest accuracy. Tempest charges attached to players will no longer be destroyed by explosives, and they resolved an issue where the Seeker's shock mine could get stuck in a loop on Morocco. So Prophet is now way better with his Tempest, and they also, fixed a bug with the Seeker's shock mine. For Firebreak, the Purifier will now properly damage the strike team, so before it was a little bit bugged there. For Ruin, they resolved an issue that could lead the grapple hook failing to connect to surfaces when the player is moving. And now onto perks. So Tac Mask, it has increased resistance to the 9 bang, concussion grenade, and razor wire. So the Tac Mask perk got a buff. Flak Jacket, they increased resistance to explosive damage, so Flak Jacket got a buff. And for Cold Blooded, they increased the delay period before enemy AI will target players during a period of maintained line of sight. This will give players more time to get to cover to fight back against enemy AI. So in Cold Blooded got a buff. And then Dead Silence. Dead Silence will now suppress player sounds related to healing, taking fall damage, or surfacing while swimming. And this affects multiplayer and Blackout. So way better now. Dead Silence got a buff, so now so many different sounds have actually been properly suppressed. So it's really good for Blackout, because Dead Silence is a really, really necessary in Blackout. But now some of these specific sounds like healing, fall damage, and surfacing while swimming now are properly suppressed. So that's really awesome there. And the strike team, they changed this for the score streaks. Teams can now only have 1 strike team active at a time, which I'm not sure why you're able to have more than 1 active, but now they fixed that, so now a team can only have 1 active. And so this should make playing against, pub squads a little bit less frustrating. That way they can't have 3 strikes teams coming in and just absolutely destroying you. So next up is some multiplayer specific changes. So the playlist updates that they made, they added in Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit to the featured category, which this mode is a 6v6 with doubled score limits. And so this includes 4 different modes. So that's TDM with a 150 score limit and a 15-minute time limit. Domination with 200 score limit per round, so a 400 score match limit, so 400 overall. Hardpoint with 500 score limit and a 10-minute time limit. Kill confirmed with 120 score limit and 15 time limit. So overall, this playlist is basically double whatever the score is like normal for that playlist. So it's like double that. So now TDM is, you know, double what the normal score is in regular team deathmatch. So new cool mode here, 6v6 with double score limits. So if you guys want to get those like really high scoring, high killing games, this is the one to do it in. I mean, like domination with 400 score to win. Whew, boy, that's going to be rough. But they also, for Mercenary Capture Mosh Pit was added to the featured category. That's 5v5 Dom, Hardpoint, and Control, with no parties allowed. Hardcore Search and Destroy was added to the featured category, and Gun Game will now remain in the featured category. They made a whole bunch of adjustments to the spawns. So TDM, they did spawn adjustments made for Arsenal, Summit, and Silo. Dominations, they made spawn adjustments for Arsenal, Summit, and Silo. So when they say Silo, it actually means payload. Silo is like the dev name for payload, so I'm going to refer to Silo now as payload, even though if you guys are reading along with me on these patch notes, it's going to say Silo. So free-for-all, spawn adjustments made for Arsenal, Summit, and Payload. Hardpoint, spawn adjustments made for Arsenal, Summit, and Payload. And they adjusted the spawn logic associated with active hardpoint to reduce weight given to spawns near the hardpoint, so this should help reduce times when teams spawn on the same side as the active hardpoint. For Control, the spawn adjustments were made for Arsenal, Summit, and Payload. Seaside, spawn adjustments made to how the spawn system evaluates enemies on Seaside. Gridlock, spawn adjustments made to how the spawn system evaluates enemies on Gridlock. And so a whole bunch of spawn changes here. That's really good. So now hopefully you should get better spawns and not spawns that, you know, will spawn you into like gunfire or really close to enemies. So next up is some game mode changes. So custom games, they resolved an issue that would display friendlies as enemies on round switch in custom games. They added an option in custom controller matches to enable team kills and suicides to count towards your team's number of remaining lives. For hardcore, team killing a player near their own care package will now reflect damage back to the attacker. So they said this is done to prevent team killing to steal a teammate's care package, and they even include in here, you know who you are. So right here, this is a huge change that I'm really glad they made, because hardcore, whenever you used a care package, it was always a mess, because it's like anytime you'd call in a care package, your teammates would always wait till the care package drops, they'd shoot you, and they'd steal your care package, and then, you know, they're good. So you just died, and you lost your care package, so it was really sucky there. But now, it's ricochet if you're close enough to your care package, that if they try and shoot you, they're gonna die. So really good there. They adjusted the health model, so now they can better balance out low damage weapons in hardcore, such as SMGs and pistols. Armor has also been rebalanced for hardcore, impacting a variety of weapons across different ranges. Armor can now effectively counter some weapons by requiring an extra shot, and higher damage weapons counter armor by overriding its protection. So armor has been changed for hardcore specifically. Razor wire also now longer does team damage to teammates who melee the razor wire. So if you guys didn't know, if you ever tried to like melee an enemy's razor wire, you would take damage. I mean, it makes sense, because if you're like punching a razor wire, you're probably gonna get cut up a little bit and get hurt. But there was a glitch in hardcore where if you punched a teammate's razor wire, you would take damage, and you could like kill yourself by it, but it would be the your teammate who killed you, so you could effectively get a teammate kicked by just going back up to their razor wire and keep punching it, so they would end up getting kicked because it counted as a team kill. And they also resolved an issue where bots could not play a hardcore variant of a mode correctly. So really good hardcore changes right there. For Heist, the Seeker Shock Mine, the cost was increased, the Hellstorm cost was increased, and same with the Lightning Strike. Those all have cost increases. Down players will now bleed out if the last remaining player suicides, and the Extraction waypoint is now shown at the start of the round, so that's really good. I mean, I always kind of wondered why it wasn't shown, but now it actually is, so it didn't appear this was like a glitch, it's just a change that they've decided to make. They resolved an issue where the Lightning Strike kill cam would not show correctly if killing a down player, so a little bit of a glitch there. Next up is Search and Destroy. They resolved an issue that would grant an additional round win if the last enemy was killed just before the bomb detonated. They resolved an issue where certain optics could have a blue or red static background when spectating. And next up is the CWL custom games. Players can now select official CWL variants of Hardpoint, Control, and Search and Destroy in custom games. These variants will have the current rules and restrictions found in the CWL rule set applied, and they introduced a custom game options that support competitive tuning for specialists for CWL rules, and the following gameplay changes are enabled with this setting. So Barricade deals no damage but still slows, Barricade has reduced health, Razor Wire deals no damage but still slows, and the Razor Wire has reduced health. The Sensor Dart only lasts 3 seconds, so that's enough for only 1 ping. Tac Deploy has a maximum of 4 spawns before it is destroyed, and the Tac Deploy has a reduced duration. Reactor Core deals reduced damage. The Helium Salvo rockets deal reduced splash damage to players. Mesh Mines deal non-lethal damage, so you can now not kill a person with Mesh Mines, which is kind of interesting. Next up is challenges. So they made some changes to the hard stop challenge. So they recovered the majority of lost hard stop challenge progress that was reset for many players. And next up is camo progression. So the weapon reactive camos, they resolved an issue that would lead to a reactive camo immediately jumping from its wrap stage to stage 2. And they resolved an issue that would prevent a gold camo from advancing its stage if the player was underwater. Dropped weapons with wrapped reactive camos will remain wrapped when picked up by another player. And the Helium Salvo launcher, the Penthouse camo, now properly progresses by destroying Sniper's Nest, Attack Chopper, Gunship, Sentry Gun, or Mantis score streaks. And they made a couple miscellaneous changes, so these are going to be the last ones for multiplayer. They resolved a number of issues with camos applying to weapons incorrectly. They adjusted recon and custom reflex reticles to ensure they are precisely centered. They resolved an issue where being blinded or concussed would stop the player from capturing a zone in hardpoint, domination, or control. They resolved an issue where melee attacks could connect with enemies that were visible when the melee began, but were behind cover before the attack connected. And they resolved an exploit where the sprint cancels reload option could lead to a fire rate that was faster than intended. So that is all the changes for multiplayer. Now let's talk about zombies. So zombies now has so many stability changes and stability updates. Like they said, they had 60 plus stability changes in this update. So that is absolutely insane. I'm not going to read these. These are absolutely crazy. Like, this is a huge list. If you guys want to look at these, there is the link in the video description that you guys can check out. And here is a small list of some of these things that you can find on screen of some of these changes. So this is, you know, the global all the way through 9, and then here is Blood of the Dead through Voyage of Despair. So these are the fixes and the crashes. So if you want, you can either pause the video here and you can look at all these changes, or you can just open up the link in the description and go and check them out yourself. But basically, there is so many crashes and blue screen fixes and stuff that they've put out that basically make zombies so much more stable. So really good there. There's just so many here that it would be way boring to tell you guys about all of these. And, you know, a lot of these ones are just like random things that nobody really, you know, is like specifically like, oh my gosh, they fixed this one. It's like, oh hey, now if I play, I, you know, won't get disconnected or I won't get booted because I did this thing right here. But we are going to talk about some of the gameplay changes to zombies. So they increase the weapon reload speed when the player has all 4 perks. So you now have Speed Cola when you get all 4 perks. So this is huge. They added in Speed Cola into Black Ops 4 Zombies. Really great here. It's not like a perk you have to equip per se. It's just, you know, you now have all 4, if you have all 4 perks, you will now actually get, you know, a weapon reload speed boost when you have all 4 perks. So really awesome there. Plus, I've heard that you can now actually rebuild barriers quicker too, just like, you know, when you had the original Speed Cola perk, when you have all 4, you know, perks active. So they resolved an issue where weapons with the clan tag or kill counter applied could not be resupplied with ammo in-game when all attachment slots were filled. So I know a couple of people personally who had an issue with this, where like they would go up with a weapon and they'd buy it off a wall and they wouldn't actually get any ammo from it. And even if they got a max ammo, they wouldn't get any ammo for their weapon. So they fixed that. They resolved an issue where certain weapons could not properly apply attachments in the armory. So I've personally had this issue, but now it's resolved. There was an issue where max ammo power up would not restore any frag grenades when the player had the dimensional pocket frag grenade talisman equipped. There was an issue where the pack punching the SDM with iron sights as the chosen optic could reset the optic back to the default. There was an issue where players with the sigil of the 4th circle talisman active would not have the perk modifier outline around the 4th perk icon if the player did not have all 4 perks. There resolves an issue where electric burst did not function correctly with the aftertaste elixir after the player was revived and had the perk returned by the scepter of Ra. They resolved an issue with delayed power-up spawns when using extra credit. Resolved an issue where replacing a mule kick assigned weapon removed the mule kick icon from the weapon. Resolved an issue where the XP value could turn negative when the player doesn't earn XP in game after achieving Prestige Master. Resolved an issue that caused players' reload speed to be increased when standing near another player using the Path of Sorrow. So apparently that wasn't a feature, that was a glitch. And for Blood of the Dead, they resolved an issue with the FX persisting indefinitely on the Warden when using the Ragnarok Electrocute attack. They resolved an issue that could occur when a player left the showers via fast travel while holding the banjo during the main quest showers puzzle step. They resolved an issue where multiple Chronoriums could spawn. Resolved an issue with the Magma Gat taking other weapon properties when stowed. Resolved an issue where the blue wolf glyph didn't appear after a player shot and reloaded their weapon, then aimed down sights with the spectral shield during the Hell's Redeemer quest. For 9, they resolved an issue where the Blight Fathers and Gladiators could not be killed by the Hammer of Valhalla's lightning bolt attack. Resolved an issue with the Death of Orion challenge being completed with fewer than 9 zombies. Resolved an issue where equipping the Brazen Bull caused the Death of Orion to kill at an accelerated rate. Resolved an issue with Gladiator pathing getting stuck in the boss fight arena. Resolved a visual issue with the storm spikes during the main quest. And for Classified, they fixed an exploit where players could control the spawn and despawn of zombies using the panic room to get to higher rounds. Fixed an exploit in the morgue area found in the laboratories where the player was able to jump onto the rim of multiple windows, allowing the player to avoid taking hits from zombies. Fix an exploit in the corner of the lower war room area where the player was able to jump onto extended collision from a window, eventually causing zombies to stop attacking the player. Resolved an issue where players could be hurled from the teleporters outside the playable area on Groom Lake. Resolved an issue where Classified did not appear in the map selection screen when in a 4-player split screen party in a lobby. Resolved an issue where zombies and hellhounds could despawn on the teleporter when pathing to players in the panic room. And now onto some miscellaneous changes for zombies. They resolved an issue where paint jobs could be deleted from the personalized menu after trying to select them. Resolved an issue where players could load into a match before the host did, resulting in no player control. Resolved an issue where playing a local zombies game and then switching to an online lobby would result in no default map being shown. Resolved a camo issue where red spikes could protrude from a number of weapons. Resolved splash art and loading screen where the wrong game mode would be shown. Custom mutations round cap rule now properly ends the game after players complete the number of rounds selected. Added description and create a class on rollover for special weapon stages. And that is it for zombies. Holy crap. Now let's talk about Blackout. Blackout is going to be really quick here. Item pickups now streaming faster at the start of a match. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Treyarch. This was so necessary. Previously, whenever you would drop into like a hotspot where a lot of other people would drop, basically until now, a lot of the items wouldn't actually like show up on the ground and you wouldn't actually be able to see them for a second or two. So this caused some people to be able to pick up items, other people wouldn't even see them there, and so it caused a lot of unnecessary deaths. So basically, that's all fixed. Really awesome there. Thank you, Treyarch. They added in a new team scoreboard in duos and quads that can be accessed during the match to see how your squad is performing. So this is just in the start menu. Just hit start and it's next to your inventory. You can see how many kills, downs, and cleanups your team has. So that's really good and really useful. Various stability improvements and bug fixes. And they also did some changes to the character missions. So they added in the Black Ops Icons character missions. So they're now available to find and unlock. So these characters are Mason, Woods, Menendez, and Reznov. So now you can actually get that achievement that is linked to these now. Previously it was locked and nobody was able to get it, but now you actually can. So all these missions are now unlocked. And they also did a change to Nomad's character mission. So the requirements have been adjusted to remove the dependency of other player character choices. So this is really good. I'm pretty sure they changed it a little bit. So they changed it so you have to get like 3 kills without taking damage from those enemies is what the challenge is changed now to. So previously it was get 3 kills on enemies who have like a specialist skin or specialist character equipped. So previously it really sucked because you had to find Juno's tags and then you had to get 3 kills on enemies who were using specialist characters. So it's already blocked behind one wall of RNG, and it was blocked behind another one because you had to find 3 players and kill them, and they had to be specifically wearing specific character outfits, which was kind of unfair because it's like, hey, say I got 9 kills, that's quite a bit for Blackout, but hey, none of them happen to be wearing the specialist like outfit, and that's not my fault at all. It was just like completely luck based and not hidden behind like any sort of skill or anything like that. So it's like it was all completely luck based and really sucked. So they changed that, so that's really good. So now hopefully a lot more people will be able to unlock Nomad. And yeah, so that is it. That is the update for Black Ops 4 that came out today. It was a huge update. I mean, we had an update just a couple of days ago, and they've already put out a new update with 60+ changes to zombies that have fixed blue screen change, like, you know, crashes and stuff, and other things in there as well. Huge update. I guarantee we're going to be getting another update in a couple of days. Treyarch has been amazing at patching the game and fixing tons of things. My voice is killing me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Tell me you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.